BC.
Cool.
All good, all good.
So, do we have Aram and Charlie here too?
Not yet.
Okay.
I see Charlie down in the audience. He wants
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull him up.
So yeah, we're all standing next to each other, just trying to get everyone on the phone. So, lots of work on phase 2, guys. Can't tell you anything, but we'll announce it in the next couple of weeks. We had an epic launch at Budweiser. So much fun. Thank you all for coming, all the people who were there. Really beautiful. Got to meet the Clydesdales, and big shout out to VaynerMedia for organizing it. Thank you guys, and thanks Budweiser for hosting us. It was really great. We really feel so lucky that this project could be embraced by like a corporate entity, and the communications team there were awesome. Made some new friends, and just feel super psyched. Also, some amazing people from our other worlds, like Wear Testers and ISRU team, like Steve Menendez and Ray Dirksen, showed up. In fact, we had a little bit of a problem with the batteries, and Ray had his own rocket launching kit, and he kind of saved the day. Big fuck you to the fire marshal of St. Louis. What a bitch. That guy did everything possible to thwart us at every turn. I mean, just a real ponce. Fuck you to that guy, and thank you to everyone else, the entire wonderful city of St. Louis. I don't know.
Super secret tour.
Oh, super secret tour was okay. I mean, it was just like a regular tour. It wasn't as like VIP. It was definitely not VIP. It was like, I think it was like a normal tour. Tour guide. Sorry?
Any secret spots?
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. There's this thing called a bickle or something, swickle, and it was like a little corkscrew spout on a keg. But this keg had like something like actually like 1,000,000 gallons of beer. It was a giant keg in a refrigerated, like the biggest brewery possible, and I got to like put my mouth on this giant beer teat and suckle the golden brown liquid, mother's milk. It was pretty great. There's a photo. Is that? Yeah. We're gonna put. Is that? That's what. That was a VIP moment. That was for sure VIP. Yeah, that'll be our white paper this week. Will probably just be me suckling on the milky bosom of Mother Beer. So that was pretty cool, and there was all kinds of great like Teutonic iconography, like giant eagles and elephants, all kinds of really great proto-fascist, like 19th century iconography, beautiful brickwork. I mean, these are buildings that were meant to last and are still in use. So it was pretty cool to go to just like a monument of beer like that. Like, I don't even like give a shit about beer, but like going to any place where people really care about anything is always an inspiration. There's always stuff to learn. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I love a factory tour. Always learn so much. My favorite TV show is how it's made, and this is definitely like a real life how it's made moment. Been doing a lot of factory tours recently. Charlie and I went to Wolfsburg and went to the VW plant and learned about how they make their cars. It's like the largest car plant in Europe for sure, one of the largest in the world, and got to drive the Golf R, which is a hopped up Golf. It's pretty good. It's fast. And what's that? Yeah, we got some air. I can't hear you when you talk. Oh yeah, you're muted. Yeah, we got to launch one of these R cars and jump it. And they're very hospitable to us. So I don't know. Any questions?
Let's turn it over to the audience.
Yeah, let's turn it over to you guys, to the audience.
Yeah, if the audience wants to raise their hand, we can get you up on stage. And then not in the time we have a selection. Last.
One second.
Hi, Perilous.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I just wanted to know if there are any updates on the New York City NFT NYC launch.
Say it.
Hold on, sorry.
Sorry,
We're
audience
having
is-
some trouble with Tom's phone. One second.
All right, can we get a voice check? Okay, I think we're back. So, Perilous MB, could you repeat your question?
I can do that. I was just wondering if there are any updates on the NFT NYC launch window.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can say it's between the 1st and the 4th.
Okay, and how about signups? Any idea how that's going to work?
Any signups that we're opening up, we would open up. What do you think, Charlie? Monday next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many moving parts still with NFT NYC, and everyone's just trying to figure out schedules. And we just want to make sure that we don't schedule something when another community's already got an engagement going. So if you could just give us, Perilous MB, this was a great question. Just give us a few more days to align with the other communities who are going to be really active here and figure out a date and time for our event that maximizes attendance.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Cool. Is there anyone else from the audience wants to come up and ask a question?
Steve, who let
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
up here?
I know. This is one of those deals where, hey, if you're having trouble getting volunteers from the audience, I'm somebody who's always willing to talk. So, no, yeah, the St. Louis event was certainly fantastic. Really, kind of a inner sanctum, small group type event, and we had great weather. Had a gorgeous Clydesdale on the job, and yeah, got to. Not everybody got to drink with their lips from whatever it was, the 1,000,000-gallon bag. But Tom, I just
Teat.
used glass. But
It was a singular teat.
yes, a singular teat, exactly. But no, I thought it was really cool. The proof of attendance token given out by Leonel at Budweiser, that was a super nice, unexpected surprise. And that kind of was my complete entree to any sorts of things NFT. Before that, I did not have any kind of a digital wallet. So everything I've learned about anything NFT has really been since last Friday evening. But I've got the MetaMask wallet, got the Coinbase account, bought some Ethereum, got my token in there, and I've got to pay the gas fee to transfer the token from off the Ethernet main network into the heart of my wallet. But I'm just kind of taking up time here talking about it. It really was an outstanding event. I know me and the friends of mine who got to visit really appreciated it, and the hospitality from Tom, from Aaron, from Charlie, from everybody there. Tom's members of Tom's family there. Additionally, just thought it really came across very, very well, despite and there were no outward signs of problems with the fire marshal. So you must have done whatever it took to satiate the fire marshal, and I did not see any
Charlie
Any threat
spoke.
of any kind of fire. There was no potential for fire there. St. Louis is a very dangerous city. If you look up the dangerous crime, it's consistently in the top 2 or 3 in the country for rates of dangerous crime, and
Rocket related violence.
rocket related fires did not appear on that anywhere on that threat list.
Well, I got big props to Charlie Cost because he spoke Midwest to him.
Right, yeah.
And Aryan to Aryan, I think they worked it out.
Okay. Right. I'll leave that alone, and I'll check off on that note.
Wise
You guys
man.
can feel free to mute me. Yes.
But Steve, spoken like a true crypty.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
glad to have you in the club. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, as I first talked to Aram and Tom when I met there at the event, like, oh, we're going to get this thing. Do you have a digital wallet? I'm like, I don't have any of that shit, because when it all started popping off, I was super busy with some personal projects. And I mean, super busy, like morning, noon, and night, in addition to my day job. And I just couldn't keep up. It seemed like the pace was so fast that I couldn't keep up. So this past week on the Discord, I posted a bunch of questions and just gotten, the most wholesome, honest responses there. Not, kind of the dick responses that you can get from a lot of forums and Discord channels. But oh no, here, try this, and I'm like, I'm smart enough that I should be able to open a MetaMask app, click buy Ethereum, have it linked to my Apple Cash and bank account, and have the transaction go through. And I did it attempted 4 times, and it failed every time. And, and then people saying, "Oh no, oh MetaMask sucks." I'm like, how could something suck that bad that it just doesn't work in this day and age? So, all right, go and get the Coinbase account, buy the stuff through Coinbase, and then realize that for some reason it's not an instantaneous transaction to buy the Ethereum on Coinbase. It takes a couple days, and then I can transfer it to MetaMask, and then I can pay the gas fee to transfer that super cool little token into my wallet. So at least I got something to show for the whole thing.
Well, I think it's also fair and important to let everyone know who doesn't know Steve, who doesn't know who's talking. This is Steve Menendez, and Steve's a brilliant engineer and team leader and community leader, and is active in so many things. So this is a smart motherfucker talking. And if he's talking about this stuff, it's real. But what I say to all my smart friends, Steve, and I've got some really talented people who have told me exactly what you say about everything. Like when we had the flight crew patch, and none of my friends, and I gave all my closest friends, I gave them heads up and warnings about the flight crew patch, because how many days was it available for you to get? A week or something?
Just under a week. Yeah.
Yeah. So I call all my friends, be like, okay, this thing's up now. It's public knowledge. I'm not giving you insider information, but you do have a week to sign up. And I had some really smart people who were not able to do it. And they said to me, they all said the same thing. These are like world-class artists and photographers and diplomats and engineers. They all said the same thing. Tom, it was just too hard. Can you explain it to me? And I said, well, you are known as a world-class genius, but you couldn't figure it out yet. 6,000 other people could.
Right. Yeah.
So I know that it's not my fault. It's a tough system, but
No, not whatsoever. It's just trying to even learning the lingo and trying to come to grips with the fact that you download an app that certainly purports to be able to do all these things, and then you get people saying, "Oh hell, everybody knows it doesn't do that." Well, okay, I'll reset my mind. So, but it was a great event and a great impetus to get all those things figured out.
And also, Steve, don't worry, it's only going to get more confusing.
Oh, good.
And by the way, also Steve, I told you, but you get MVP because Steve caught all the rockets.
Okay, St. Louis
102%.
team captain.
Yeah, St. Louis recovery team captain.
All right, well, I appreciate that. I tried to give other people room, but they just weren't going after them. So then I'm like, I'm not going to let it hit the ground, so let me go get it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, thank
I've
you.
taken up enough time. Appreciate it, and
And
I'll
thanks
sit
also
and
for the
listen quietly.
pretzels. Much
Yes.
appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Okay.
Scap Andy Anders is
Yes. Scapanders. You there, buddy?
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Figuring this out.
Great
Hello,
to
how's
hear
it
your
going?
voice.
Yeah, same. I was really just trying to do some lobbying for getting the rocket factory to Stockholm.
Yeah.
I sent Aram a mail, just so you know, Aram, with some possible things to do in Stockholm. And also, I hadn't really studied lobbying that much before, so I now realize I should do some kind of a bribing, try to get some
Right.
stuff in there. But I failed in that in the mail, so all I have to do is to say, you didn't get a hug in Germany, so I can give you a hug in Stockholm. That's the best thing I could come up with.
Well, we want to come to Stockholm. In fact, we always planned on going to Stockholm to visit my buddy Daniel, and
Hey, there we go.
but the space program got so complicated.
Yeah.
Also largely because of this project took up a lot of time and COVID and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
we need to reach out to Dan. I still love Stockholm. Let's do an art project in Stockholm.
Yeah, you should absolutely.
Do you live in Stockholm proper?
No, I have 1.5 hour trip by car about to get there, so it's close. It's close enough.
Cool.
So it's easy for me to get there.
All right. Well,
So that's not a problem.
I love Stockholm, so this is.
Yeah, and I
So
also did some studying on your career there, and see, I believe you have had one thing in Stockholm before, and that's like 20 years ago, if
yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
at Wetterling Gallery we did a group show
Yeah,
that was pretty involved. But
that's what I found.
yeah, but that was the only thing. But I want to talk to my buddy Daniel because we were gonna see him. I got to reach out, but
Yeah,
it's on the list. But it's on the list of my desires. It's not confirmed list. It's not. I can't promise anything.
I know,
But
of course.
Request noted.
Yeah, request noted, and also reach out if you need some help with anything. I can always talk my language.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Scott Andre.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We have about 8 minutes for you.
Yeah, and I can take it when I walk too, if you want.
Yeah, you can put your
In fact, maybe I'll do that now.
Cool. Do we have another question?
Yeah, the next one we have Smurgy Poo.
What's up,
Hey,
Smurge?
Smurge,
Hey
what's up?
guys, how are you? My question has actually probably been talked to death, but I've gotten some DMs from other people in the group, and so I'm kind of asking on their behalf. So the question is, if you don't purchase a rocket and launch it, whether because you can't afford it or because it's just not the right time for you, what, if anything, can you do to participate in phase 2?
We were talking about this a minute ago.
I mean, phase 2 is all about making sure we continue to expand the community. So, of course, our astronauts and our rocket holders, there's going to be an advantage to that, but it will not be at the expense of accessibility for others. So, even if you don't have a rocket, we will have a way to involve people who kind of missed out on the rockets in phase 2. So growing the community, because that helps everyone. That helps astronauts. It helps the project to grow the community that we're building. But with that said, of course, those launched rockets will come with certain perks. But there'll be a way, Smurge, for you to participate.
Okay. Well, again, I'm not asking on behalf of myself. I'm still trying to find a body. If anybody wants to give me one for a good price, I'm happy to take it. But I think you've settled at least some of the concerns I've heard. And I assume all that will be part of one major announcement when phase 2 launches. And will we hear about phase 2 at NFT New York, or is it going to be coming afterwards?
Without saying too much, I will say that NFT NYC seems to be a time for a lot of projects to share more, reveal more, and announce more. So I'll say that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I appreciate
I will also say that we are meeting every single day now, just about phase 2. So now that we're back stateside, the Rocket Factory is like top of the task list, and we are very excited about the things we're working on.
Yeah, and I don't think it doesn't mean anything if I say it. All that matters is when we show it. But I just want to confirm, Smerge, and all of the people that you're speaking on behalf of, that our intention is always to be as inclusion is to include and not exclude. And as more people get involved, it gets harder to do that because we always have to maintain our quality standards of excellence. But we are committed to and are delivering, egalitarian values, and that like anyone's welcome. You might have to like wait online, and there might be some luck, but we're really trying to make it for everyone. So stay tuned, and you'll see what I mean.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Virgie. Now, Cool Cat.
Hey guys. I'm super excited for NFT NYC. Just wanted to say that first. You guys hear me okay? I've got a weird connection. Cool.
Sounds clear.
Right on. So I just wanted to bring up the roadmap for October. It looks like there's 9 launches left, and just kind of wanted to give you guys a chance to address, like, is that reality? Are you guys gonna revise that soon? What's going on?
Oh yeah, we're not doing 9 separate launches in the rest of this month. I think we took a larger bite than we could barely chew. We're still committed to this journey, but I think that it's too hard, and we're gonna everyone's gonna have a chance to launch. There'll be ample warning.
Thanks.
But we're things had to change because it got just too complicated. I think it was just absolutely impossible to maintain the quality that we wanted to at that pace. 9 separate launches, but we've got a bunch on the calendar. I think they're coming out soon. I don't know, Aaron, if you want to address that further.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I think that one of the things we've learned is as we're doing these launches, the ones that we can create a bigger moment, we can get more of the community to show up and get involved. Governor's Island was a great example. Budweiser is a great example. But we're realizing that just putting a bunch on the calendar in between isn't necessarily having the impact or getting the community together in the meaningful way that we're hoping that it would. So we're really right now as a group coming together to figure out how we energize bigger moments for you all as a community instead of just kind of throwing dates on the calendar that maybe aren't getting people as energized or enthusiastic about a launch. One of the things that Tom's talking about that we're working on is the Uber launch, if we will, where we want to get like 100+ rockets launched all at the same time.
You mean the Volkswagen launch?
Yes, that one. And finding like the airspace to be cleared for that kind of like really larger than life event to be able to take place. Yeah. But
And
we'd love to
that,
hear from all of you on this. This is just us collecting feedback from the immediate community that we've talked to. But throw your comments in the chat, throw your comments at the moderators, and let us know if there's anything we're missing.
yeah, and Cool Cat, if you have any like requests or comments about what we just said, I'd like to hear it now if you care to.
No, I mean, I think that was the exact answer that I was hoping for. I think this is such a great project and so many people are excited about it, but it's hard to get a lot of participation with shorter notice. And I think we've all been talking about that over the last couple months. So this is great news.
It's funny because like when we commit to something on the white paper, we realize it. So like you get called out for not doing 9 more in the last 2 weeks of October. I don't like that, but I gotta say that it was like a calculation. We just had no idea how complex it would be. But what Aaron says, right? Like the Volks Luft launchen will be so epic, like and in a special location, and like it just I think you can achieve more by doing things bigger and less frequently than just meeting an arbitrarily agreed upon a deadline. Even like every week giving a new white paper is crushing for us. Like I think if we took like a month off and gave you like a really developed thing, like the thing that we're going to give you in November, I think you'll see it's like just takes time. So I
I mean,
appreciate you all being flexible with us.
Yeah, no, I think Tom, you said it really well. It's about creating energized moments. And Cool Cat, I really appreciate that feedback, knowing that you all as the community kind of agree as well. Because I think this project's always been about listening to the community. And I think things with more lead time that are bigger, that can deliver, is so much better than every week trying to figure out with a different fire marshal how we clear airspace for 10 rockets that most of the community can't even attend. So expect our energies to go into bigger moments and bigger events. And to Tom's point, Tom, we've had our first white paper and then a bunch of medium updates, but the second official white paper will be about phase 2, and that's what's going to be coming soon.
Thanks. And I was just also sorry to add, but I just white paper and medium updates are about trust. And if we don't do what we say we're going to do, you shouldn't trust us. And in these small cases where we haven't said exactly what we're going to do, I hope that you believe through our actions that it's for the greater good and we're making it better. And but that's only for you to see by what we actually achieve, and that's what we're dedicated to doing. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Cool Cat. We've got one more from the audience so far, and if anybody else has a question, they can raise their hand and we bring you back up. But Levi Style?
Yeah, you guys got me?
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what Discord is to begin with, and I think that's what my question is going to relate to. I somehow gained access to this. I was very inspired by a lot of the things that Tom Sachs and your guys' studio has been doing. I've been following along with the ISRU and been working my way through a lot of that curriculum just at my own pace. It's inspired me. I've been doing a lot of these projects with my kids, and my friends have kind of tagged in here. I'm from Santa Cruz, so I'm not really participating in a lot of the things that are happening across the country. But I'm not sure how to use Discord and what the intended purpose of this app is. And I'm curious how you guys are using it and what it does better than other apps do.
this is it. We're here talking about the project, and people have access to us once a week to ask anything we want. It's not much more than that, but that's a lot right there.
I would add to that and just say to us as also, you know, newcomers to the Discord space in the last year. We kind of had a Discord that we had going even before we got involved in the NFT space. So what we really saw it as was a place for community to gather and organize and stay in touch and really go deep. I think social media gives you access to a lot of things, a lot of ideas, but there's a lot of scrolling past. And I think Discord is for people who really want to go far, go deep, like as wide as the community can go and as deep as the community can go. So, you know, to kind of compare it to other social platforms, I would say it's about really diving deep with a people with a group of people who are as dedicated as each other. Mods, maybe you want to also, you know, you're our moderators. You want to throw in your thoughts on what Discord means to you?
Yeah, it's also just a big kind of like open chat room that you can interact with everybody that's in the project space. The people that you see up here are the Discord moderators. We just kind of moderate, try and like make the announcements for all the AMAs and stuff.
Perfect. I think that's answers my question fully. Just thank you guys for everything you're doing.
Thank you and
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to raise their hand? If not, Gabe, there's like a good question at the bottom of that doc.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like actually AAZ WIP has a question on the Houston launches. He wants to know if those were, if those are completely canceled, or if there's a different date, or if they're still happening in October.
We are working on because I think Houston, we've got a relationship to create a moment. But as we've always said, for Houston, we will give a minimum of 2 weeks or longer as a heads up. Expect it to maybe not happen in October, but when it happens, we want to make sure it's worthwhile. The location we have in mind, as something that delivers on the level that, like, you know, Budweiser delivered. So that's my update on that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it won't be one of the ones that canceled, but we want to definitely plan for it to be one of the more meaningful ones.
Right, that sounds good. I'm looking to see if there's any other hands up in the audience. I don't see any. Or in the AMA chat. All right, so let me switch over to some that we've captured over the past week or so. Nestor wants to know, when does Metadata update on the launch rockets? Do you guys have a time frame with the developers that you're working with on, you know, within a week, within 2 weeks? What's the time frame?
So we always try to get it. Oh, sorry, there's a week. We always try to get it within a week, but you know, in this last like bout, there's been so much travel and everything, but we're getting back. It'll be like next week we'll be completely up to speed with all of the launches that we've done thus far.
And one of the delays on Paris was, I think we covered this in one of our last AMAs, but Paris, a lot of rockets went missing, but I don't know if anyone's followed Tom's Instagram story. We have recovered all the rockets. The community, specifically our friend Robin, went above and beyond in retrieving rockets that even the fire department in Paris was unable to recover. So that's also been one of the reasons we didn't want to update that metadata with not being able to say that things were recovered.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Another question from the AMA chat is, do we know of any specific launches that have been canceled that were on the roadmap?
Going back to Europe. Going back to Europe this October, it just does not feel realistic.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to go between like 2 or 3 different things here to make sure we have everybody who's live covered and who doesn't want to actually come up on stage. Let's see. William Tell had a question, I think, last week. He wants to know about the significance of Marlboro. He knows that Charlie likes smoking, but he wants to know if it has a place for Tom or in the studio as well.
Tom, I know you're in transit now. Do you want to take that one? I mean, I can speak to it till Tom jumps in. From Tom's standpoint and the studio's standpoint, I mean, they're Marlboro Reds. They are like, if you're going to smoke a cigarette, that's the cigarette you smoke. It's the cigarette you will have spotted the astronauts smoking in the lunar excursion module in the LEM. It's actually made an appearance in Tom's sculptures before. So wasn't like arbitrarily selected.
Yeah.
And I mean, Marlboro Man, you know, it's like, it's about as to the heart of both the really crass, capitalistic, terrible side of what is tobacco marketing, but also on the flip side, it's like the most beautifully like designed package
Yeah.
of them all as well. It's like, it's red and white, you know, and I think that kind of like really great design is always at the heart of the things that you will see in Tom's work. Tom, I hope I did that some justice.
Yes, I was on mute. You were perfect as always. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm honored. Yeah, it's just a privilege to be able to work in any medium for this long and with such dedication, and I could not do it without my team. Aram and Charlie really leading this. We just had a massive 3-hour session about phase 2, and we're also aligned. It's like we've been with each other's sentences. It's really epic, and it's no different from the sculpture team. Aram and Charlie also work on. Yeah, it just feels it's authentic.
Oh,
and all
thanks.
the so thank you.
Thanks, Tom. It's an honor and a privilege to serve with you.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. I'm in the war against plywood.
In the war against plywood, yes.
Bend to our plywood, you will bend to our will.
Exactly. Always.
All right. Let's see. Are there any other questions from the audience they want to come up? If not, I'll go back to the older questions. All right. Oh, we got someone?
Hey, Hummer.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
For some weird reason, my phone like gets quiet when I speak, but I just wanted to say it's really refreshing to hear you guys speak today. Tom specifically, I could hear in your voice you're really trying to address the community, and I love that. And I think a lot of that is just concern in the Discord for the project, but mostly out of our excitement. We want to see exciting things happening and just want to keep it moving forward on our side, but I know it takes time and work for all of this stuff. But I'm always Discord and rile those things up, just because I find it interesting and exciting. But it's more out of me, wanting to participate in this project and be excited for it. Not to, it's not for pumping the bags or pumping the project in a money sense, but more of an excitement sense. So that's part of where I think people are coming from. But today, speak about it and be honest and open. It's really cool.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, we're learning a lot, and I've never been a lawyer before, but now I am. We are with the white paper. It's a commitment, and I talked to a bunch of lawyers about it, and they're like, yeah, it's no different. And the law is trust. And what I love about this community is there's trust that's only earned. And the blockchain is trustless, which means you can trust it. And you earn our trust only by the utility that we do. And I love that. There's no bullshit. There's no escape. And if we fuck it up, we'll pay the ultimate price. And when we deliver, we reap the ultimate reward, which is building a community that supports our art. That's what it's all about. The pump in the bags, the money is an automatic side effect of good work. Little or as much money you make at whatever you do, it's only a function of how well you do it. And that's all I care about is doing the work. And this is like a wonderful new world of learning and suffering and being rewarded for good work. And so I'm just grateful to all you guys who are listening this long in this conversation to even care about this stuff and to push us and challenge us on every little point. And that makes us make everything airtight and as it should be. There's plenty of vagueness in art. Even some of the meaning behind what we do might is subject to interpretation. But the utility, the consistency must be perfect. And we're there. Feeling good about it.
Yeah, I mean, I could hear it in your voice, and I just love that. I love where you guys are coming from. I wanted to ask one question to see if there's any answer on, or if you can tell us a little bit about the stickers utility.
We're just talking about ceremony.
We literally just spent a solid 30 minutes of our 3-hour lunch exclusively talking about our sticker mob. There's only 100 of you, and we promise phase 2, we got something special just for the sticker mob.
All right, sounds awesome.
Aaron,
Thanks
if
for
you
that.
think about it, there's even less than 100 because there are a couple people that have multi-sticker rockets.
That's true.
Such a fact.
You all
Such
are
a fact.
so
It's
exclusive.
also truly one of the coolest, rarest attributes that anything in the project's ever gonna have.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
I launched a Budweiser rocket with 2 stickers on it. Is that yours?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose was it? No.
Wasn't it Fabulous Unicorn, I think?
Yeah, Fabulous Unicorn.
Yeah.
And that was pretty rare.
It's
Never
so sick. They also look so sick on the physical rockets. The perfect little stickers painted on there. Yeah.
Oh, they're so nice in physical space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk to you guys about we had that conversation about what happens if you have a sticker on your rocket. Charlie and Aaron, what if you have 2 stickers, right? If you have 3 stickers,
Whoa!
that's possible.
Oh my God, Tom, you just took it to another level. I'm so happy this came out.
I know it's just really unfair to everyone else in the room because they don't know what we're talking about, but you guys know exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, that starts with a T.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Noted.
Yeah. Oh, and it is fucking a riot figuring this all out. I mean, super stressful, but I gotta say, tolerating uncertainty is the number one. Well, they're like 5 number one things you need to be a great artist, but tolerating uncertainty is essential to being a great artist or a problem solver. If artists are just problem solvers, it's definitely top 3 or 5 things. We're good at that.
Experts.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Hummer. Are there any other questions from the audience or any other questions from the chat?
What's the status of the shredder machine? You got have us all excited for that.
I'm playing with it right now.
Literally.
Did I post
Charlie is
pictures of
playing
it?
with the gears.
Did you guys? I can't remember. Did I post pictures of the mechanism that I got from England?
No, we
No?
have.
You haven't
Okay,
showed
okay.
your special new.
All right, so I bought a shredder head handmade in England to my specifications, the exact size of like, I don't know, what is this, like 4 inches by 4 inches? One of those gnarly industrial shredders, but it's just a head. Like I don't have a motor, but it's like specifically for, like it's the exact size just for shredding rockets. I mean, yeah, you could put a cell phone in there, but you couldn't put an iPad in. So it's just for this. And Dirty Mike Jacobellis said, if Charlie and I come up during the month of October, which is running out, especially since we committed to 9 launches, we come up and visit him in Connecticut at Max Power Motors, he will give me a Makita lawnmower that takes 4 Makita batteries to power this thing. So Charlie and I were just talking today, and if anyone knows the answer to this, like what I'm looking for is a gear reduction ensemble. In other words, something that can take power from like a lawnmower motor, reduce it with gears, and spit it out to a 15 millimeter shaft. That's what I'm working with. That's what's coming out of the 15 millimeter is the diameter of the shaft that powers the shredder. So if anyone knows,
Steve, get back up here.
Yeah.
That is a Steve question.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it exists. Charlie thinks it exists, but it's basically like because on a electric motor, they all move pretty fast. They're powerful ones, but the ones that move slow are like geared. They always gear it down. So, that's kind of what I'm working with today. We have it. We just got to hook it up. But we've gotten a few. How many shred requests have we gotten?
It's a fair amount. I can do the final count, but I think it's around like 10 right now.
This thing is real. Like we got to do it. But
Yeah.
I also like
it's gonna be sick.
I'm not in a hurry. I mean, the owners might be, but like, I want the shredder to be an art object and to be safe for children. And this is the kind of thing to like eat your arm and kill you. So there's a lot of contradictions in this piece of hardware.
Will we get to see a video of the shredder ceremony?
Oh,
yes.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. I mean, are we talking about, I think we want to attach that to the NFT. Like if you elect shred, that goes, like you get the little launch video, but you also get a little shred video
Yeah,
to I think, right?
Yeah, I think we'll add it to the end of the videos.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, it's like a kind of a must.
Yeah.
But again, that's like the trust thing. Like that's not in the white paper, or in any of the medium updates, but it's just something that we thought up. So we're fucking doing it. So it's going to be sick.
Quick follow up on that from the audience. Is there a reward you have in mind for shredding?
Yeah, you get to watch your shit be shredded. I mean, that's the ultimate reward. I think you're welcome. Is the reward. But it's not like it's going to get you ETH or something. I just want, I don't like, kind of like, love for sale. Like, I have a really a lot of appreciation for sex workers because sex workers do stuff that other people do for fun. And like, I feel a connection to that. Like I do my art for the pleasure of it. Like I'd be doing it. Like I've had day jobs that I've had to have just to pay for my time doing this. So it's my pleasure to shortbread your rocket. If you want, or we can send it to you, or you can donate it to the museum. I'm cool with whatever.
Looks like we have another audience member. Is this Al the Science Pal?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I have a suggestion on the gear reduction. You might want to look into the worm gear reducing units. That there's a company called Worldwide Electric, and they have these 100 to 1, 50 to 1 reduction units, and they can take some serious torque. You might have to machine an adapter to get down to the 15 millimeter, I think is what you said, or maybe up. But they have a bunch of different sizes. They're great. I use them on a couple machines here at the shop.
Sweet. That's a good lead.
Yeah,
Strong lead.
they're great. Just search worm gear reducers, and yeah, there's a ton of hits. They're not that expensive either.
Cool. Yeah, I think I've come across those on like YouTube or on the Instagram as like something that's oddly satisfying to watch.
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. They're industrial grade. I mean, they probably handled the torque.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Al.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. How about is there anyone in the audience that wants to come up and ask a question?
I don't see any hands up. Oh, yeah, I don't see any hands up, and I think we're getting real close to an hour.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, I just figured out how to get my hand up again. So talking about gear reduction motors, and yeah, I heard a little shout out. I'm actually at.
I got to interrupt. I have to sign off, but Charlie, can you try and make sense of all this? Because I just have something here with my son that I got to attend to. But thank you guys for listening, and please keep it going. Let's figure this out. And thank you guys. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for all your help. See you. Bye.
Yeah, so I'm at mcmastercarr right now.
Yep.
Looking at some 90 volt DC gear reduction motors. See one that this will be a half horsepower, 17 RPM at a little over 1,100 inch pounds. It does run on a 3/4 inch shaft, but there's all kinds of things you could do there. You could have another chain reduction, drive a sprocket off of this 3/4 inch shaft that then has an additional reduction built into it.
Yeah.
Into Tom's shredder head, but that's I think the worm drive one was a good one, and you start looking at Granger Industrial, that kind of stuff. The gear reduction motors are out there.
Yep. We were thinking maybe like just finding the right one and maybe taking because sometimes those the gear reducer is removable from like an electric motor. So
correct. Yeah.
If that router, it's a puzzle.
You guys can figure it out. Yeah, there's right angle drive or straight through. This is right in your wheelhouse of speccing something out.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm signing off
Wonderful
again.
world of gearheads. Thank you, Steve. But cool. Should we? I think maybe we're close to an hour. Unless there's anyone else with a question from the audience, maybe we say see you next week.
Yep, I think that's good. We'll see you, Charlie. See you, Aaron.
Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for all the other mods and the audience for joining in.
Thank you.